Great. All right. Thank you for joining us for a few closing remarks. What we thought we'd do is we'd ask the various leaders of the working groups to just come up to the front of the stage and explain for the people who were there and also for the people who weren't in their working group what they experienced, what they saw. So maybe we could start with Linus. Linus, would you like to come up onto the stage? Thank you. Just really briefly, how you found it.
Oh, yeah. Crash. Exactly. That's what happened. So what can go wrong if you try to create a network over a Wi-Fi, just ad hoc? What can go wrong? I tested it this afternoon with 2 different people. What can go wrong if you try all of a sudden with 10 people? What can go wrong? Well, sorry? Yeah. Well, in the end, so we managed to have a very reduced set of nodes which were running, and they were able to have some coins and see a little bit how different it is when you go from the paper to an actual implementation. And even I am very proud of our system. I think, no, it's not the best, but I think it's very good. And even then, there are still a lot of steps to do until where you can actually go out and use it in a bigger setting. So a big shout out to all the systems who actually are working like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and so. So just because your paper says your solution is faster doesn't mean that you actually have it so much faster in the end. But yeah, I hope you had fun and you saw some of the steps that we are implementing, and yeah, hoping very soon that it's much simpler to get these nodes out in the open. Cool.
Very good. Thank you, Linus. Sergi?
All right, so yeah, in our workshop, everything was fine, nothing crashed. Yeah, you can name it, right? So more or less the same, things wouldn't work. Hopefully, I had like all the things on the slide, so I was able to explain the things I wanted to explain. But at the end, I was the only one running the code, so you know, that's how it was. I think we had quite a lot of fun. I was able to explain the messed around that the UTXO set is, and how people has messed up during this like 10 years of Bitcoin with the set, what outputs has been are lost forever, how much like actual money is in there that people won't be able to spend anymore. And also I think I make you realize what you shouldn't do with like big endian, little endian things, and how not to mess around with things, right? So at the end, I think they had quite a lot of fun. If not, you can just complain. But yeah, thank you very much for attending.
Thank you, Sergi. Roman, would you like to say a few words about your workshop?
Thank you. Thanks for everyone who came to this workshop. So I really enjoyed it. Workshop was on treasury, on decentralized funding of cryptocurrency, of collaborated decision making, how cryptocurrency can how cryptocurrency can support itself for a long time, how can we get a stable product for very many years. So the topic is very wide. We should include also technical details. We should include crypto. We should include implementation. We should include variable economical incentive for participation, maybe some strategic vision, and so on. And I hope that it was really interesting for participants, and this discussion was also very useful for me because when we had a discussion, I got feedback, and moreover, I can get feedback for highly qualified professionals who is present here, and I also can get a view from also regular users. Moreover, it can be the same person who participate, but also can give a good advice. So I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Great. So in closing, I'll just thank all of today's speakers. I thought all of the presentations were really interesting. I certainly heard lots of interesting and promising things. I may even have understood some of them. So just to sum up, we looked at some new blockchain protocols, including some DAG-based frameworks that somehow seem to allow miners to concurrently mine valid blocks, which could improve performance. And we looked at collective signing, and we looked at using random numbers to pick leaders and how this could improve blockchain performance. So that was all really interesting. From the security perspective, we looked at some of the trade-offs, and we looked at models and metrics that we can use to evaluate the security of various protocols. So that sounds really useful. The fun continues tomorrow morning. We'll be talking about sharding protocols. So we'll be here at 9:30 sharp for more blockchain scaling related fun. That's it from me. So thank you all for coming, and I hope to see you tomorrow.